Thank you for deciding to watch this video. Hope you really enjoy it. And obviously, thank you to everyone who watched the 24-hour live stream in full, who donated. It wouldn't be possible without you guys. We already raised over $19,000, and donations still keep coming in. If you haven't donated, by the way, we're still taking donations. The link will be in the comment section below or the caption. Um, and if we do raise enough money and we have extra, every single dollar is still going to TJ. And the more money we raise, the more sure we are that we're going to get the sign. And if not, then the better sign we can get. So it's not possible without you guys. Thank you for deciding to watch. I hope you enjoy.
Welcome back, everyone. We have our next teacher interviewee lined up. We have Mr. Lindblade. So, Mr. Lindblade, this is the camera that's on you.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for having me in your houses.
It's a pleasure.
Oh, good seeing you.
We're on at 8 a.m. For those of you guys who don't know, Mr. Lindblade is a math teacher. Anything you want to add to that? I'll let you.
Yeah, I teach math classes, and I like to hang out in the halls with some students, and yeah, I think we grow and learn together, to be honest with you.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So doing his interview is myself, Sam Yakin, and
Alex Reed. I'm a senior as well.
Nice.
We're both former students of Mr. Lindblade, so we thought it'd be a good idea to do his interview.
Mr. Lindblade was my freshman year, Algebra 1 teacher, and
come
also my Algebra 2 teacher.
Alex
So it-
also had me for Algebra 2. I like to
Good.
say.
Yeah, exactly. Alex has come a long way, and Sam Yak has helped on that journey.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Lindblade, okay. So there was a long time where we weren't really doing anything. We were in a complete lockdown and stuff. Like, what were your hobbies?
What did you do during?
What'd you do?
I honestly worked out a lot. I spent a lot of time in the backyard, a lot of projects around the house, put in a little fish pond, painted some rooms, fixed up some bathrooms and things like that.
Okay.
Spent a lot of time with the family there at home. You know, we got in each other's way most of the time. After a couple weeks.
Yeah, I wonder how.
I think that everyone can agree with that one, but looks
Yeah.
like you've been a big handyman for your family. That's good. I saw your video for when the teachers were going back to school and you have to take a video of yourself speaking.
Oh yeah.
I did see your backyard. It was really large. Yeah, you were outdoors, which a lot of people.
Yeah, it had
so
some
that was nice to see.
plants out there. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
good.
it's a nice place to hang out.
For sure. So for teaching, just tell us a little bit about your teaching career. Things, how long you've been at TJ, stuff like that.
Sure. I've been at TJ about 17 years, which includes about 2 years of being a long-term sub. It's actually my second career. I was a restaurant manager for about 15 years. And then I wanted to spend some more time with my family, and I wanted to have some weekends off.
Yeah.
And I thought teaching might lead me to do that. I got into it doing junior achievement with my older kids, and I enjoyed it, and it gave me the opportunity to spend time with not only my kids but other kids, in that manner as well. So I made the jump when I was about 33, and a little older now, hopefully a little wiser. But I really enjoy the profession. I like hanging out with youngsters. It keeps me younger. Hopefully I'm giving a little bit back to the world that gave me so much.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Perfect answer.
That's awesome. So,
Well, thank you.
tell me about it. When you were a kid, what did you love to do? I know you played basketball. I know you did.
Yeah,
So tell me about your basketball
Sports,
career.
we didn't have everything we have nowadays. No games and things like that. You've probably heard those stories about the beginnings of those games and playing tennis with two lines on the screen. It was a lot of fun. But
Oh, yeah.
most of my time was probably spent outdoors. We didn't even have a TV, honestly, until I was 12. So there wasn't a lot to do in the house other than chores. So I spent a lot of time outside. I was fortunate to grow up on about 27 acres of woodland, so I spent a lot of time hiking and walking through
So
those
is that where
areas.
that handyman kind of building things come from?
Well,
from your origins?
Maybe I think my brother got the those skills. To be honest with you, I'm trying to keep up with him, but he's pretty handy with his wasn't a lot necessarily going on. So I moved down here when I was with restaurants. I got gotten a job at Golden Corral down in Front Royal.
Okay.
For a year. So that was an experience.
That's
But
the
then
restaurant you managed, correct?
yeah, when I moved down, I was with Friendly's for about 7 years first, and then I took that job at Golden Corral. I was there about a year and a half, but I moved to Frederick with Outback actually, so I did a lot of jumping around once I got into the management ranks, trying to find the best fit. But it's a tough profession to be in if you want to spend any time with anybody.
Yeah, I watch cooking shows a lot. It looks like it's a lot of
Yeah.
like, you got to know what you're doing. You got to be assertive. You got to maybe even piss some people off. But you got to get the job
Yeah.
done, so.
Yeah, there's a
Very
lot to it.
commendable.
You're right. It's
Yeah.
it's a lot of weekends.
So yeah, just one question about that then. Do you see any like similarities from being a restaurant manager to teaching? Did you take any of those skills?
Oh, sure.
to-
Because a lot of my employees were younger, some older, but just the relationships that you build
Mhm.
with not only the kids and the students, but also the adults in the profession, parents as well. There's a lot to developing those relationships, and the more that you can understand each other, from my perspective, just like if I was trying to appease a customer, to make them happy or to give them what they wanted, I'd have to understand a lot more about them. So I take that to this profession as well and try to understand where each and every individual is coming from, on a daily basis, to figure out how to help them the best, or sometimes they don't need help, maybe they can help me, so that's really what my goal is really. Teaching is secondary for me, to be honest with you. In this profession, I'm here more hopefully as a mentor and to learn things and grow together with my students.
Wow, that's what teaching is all about. To me, I'm not a teacher myself, but most of the teachers I have talked to, they say it's all about the learning aspect, the communicative aspect, and working with the kids to grow as a better teacher.
I agree. And we're very fortunate at TJ to have such a diverse population with so many cultures coming together. It's
Yeah.
almost like a microcosm of what the real world is like, and so that's why my kids are there now, and we can grow together, like I said.
That's awesome.
Well, thanks, guys.
I
Yeah,
appreciate it. I just
Appreciate
want to
it.
let you know that. And so I know if I were to describe you, I would definitely use like you're a
Adjectives?
friendly face, but how would you describe yourself? Like,
I hope friendly would be part of the description. I am a laid back guy. I've been through a lot in my life, and I've developed a lot of patience because of those types of things. I hope people see me as someone that they can talk to if they need to.
100%.
If it's just to be a sounding board for things. And there's so much going on in the world, especially nowadays, where people need to know that they can come to somebody. And so that's really my main goal, is being available whenever necessary. Helping out with schoolwork as well, if that's, of course, that's the main reason, being there. But certainly just to be known that if you have something you need to talk about, I'm there for you.
Yeah, I know. I can attest to that. Every time I'm walking down the halls, I always see you just standing there outside your classroom, waiting for someone to talk to you. So it's good that you have that inviting kind of charisma about yourself that makes it easy for students to communicate with you. I know some teachers or some students have kind of a fear. Maybe this teacher doesn't really like me, or I don't know if I can talk to this teacher. But I can't really say the same thing about you. So
I'm glad to hear that. You guys have that same personality too, and you make it better. Just walking through the hallways and smiling and having a good time as well. That's
hoping we do TJ
community.
a little justice, make it a little better.
I think you are. You are.
Yeah. Real quick though, we just want to thank our sponsor for the hour, Orioles Nest 331. They have been so nice to donate $100 to sponsor the hour. Located behind Burlington Frederick, off the Golden Mile, or you can easily find them if you head into Key Parkway, and they're located right near Gold's Gym. Daily Wing Wednesday for 75 cents per wing. Build a Burger Thursdays for $9 any way you like. Any 8-ounce Agnes Burger. Cash Bingo every Tuesday at the Elks Lodge. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Orioles Nest. And they also have a pool and a dart league, or you can just come play casually. So check them out if you're interested, and thank you again for sponsoring this hour.
Let's go
I've been
swimming.
there. It's good stuff. I haven't seen the pool yet. I did see the dartboards, but
Oh, you've been
I didn't know I could swim there too.
Let's go swimming, Samyak.
Well, now you know. Now you know.
Let's go swimming.
Tell your friends about the pool there, and come play casually with the dart league.
Yeah.
I didn't know we had any dart leagues in Frederick.
Oh yeah, at the Buffalo the Buffalo Billiards on the other side of town has a dog.
You ever play darts? You ever play any?
I did. I'm not as good as, say, Mr. Henderson. He's a big dart guy.
Yeah,
And Miss Chadwick, I know she plays some darts. Yeah, they got some talented people there. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So we're trying to go into sports. I know that's how you and Alex have a connection a little bit. So just tell us about like your. I know you mentioned like your sporting career. At least not on the stream to me personally, like years ago. So tell us a little bit about like, how as a coach, as a player, kind of where you started with sports and things like that.
Sure. I started playing sports at a young age. In grade school. There weren't necessarily a lot of other things to do, and so that gave me an outlet to stay busy, stay in shape. I started playing basketball. I played baseball and football and soccer actually in high school. Mostly to stay in shape for basketball, but I was fairly successful at those others as well. But basketball became the one that I really focused on, and I did end up playing for a couple years in college in Albany, New York area. I like sports because it builds a lot of real life connections to how we should, our character should be. The hard work ethic, the ability to overcome obstacles. There's a lot to sports that we can learn and carry throughout our lives. The teamwork and things like that as well. Keeps us in shape, and so I feel that provides an opportunity for other students and kids that don't have necessarily as many opportunities, maybe academically and things, and it keeps them involved and keeps them as part of a family. I think you can attest to the family aspect.
100%.
Of teams.
Yeah.
So I do remember you saying something about how there was the 3-point line wasn't invented or something.
Well,
tell us about that.
no, there was no 3-point line when I was playing in high school. It wasn't until my second year of college that it actually came into play. I think it was in the pros at that time, but we didn't. Yeah, so all my points were one or 2 pointers, and I could have used those a little bit.
Were you a deep shooter?
I did like to shoot. I did shoot a lot. I know that. Alex reminds me of myself a little bit.
Okay.
I wasn't
Okay.
afraid to let it fly. I had the confidence that it could go in.
Yeah.
So. I was very successful, especially in high school, and it provided some other opportunities for me that I wouldn't have normally had I not had that success there. And the feel of, like I said, the family feel, the fact that we did go quite a ways, and beat many other teams. It's a good feeling to have that, accomplishment.
Did basketball put you through college, or is that?
No, unfortunately not. But it was. I did play, and I was part of the team for all 4 years. But
Oh wow.
yeah, so it was a part of college that really helped me actually get through college, because by the time I got to college, I was young and naive, to be honest with you, coming out of a small upstate New York town. There was a lot of things I learned in college. One was just how to manage my time and how to have others' backs and how they had my back, and just that good feeling of knowing that other people were there to count on. So that certainly had a lot to do with my success in college. Yeah.
Alex, want to add anything to that? I know you're on the basketball team. If you guys have been watching.
So how did you? So tell me about so. I know you were pretty successful playing basketball. So how many points do you remember? Yeah, I know how. Remind me.
I do remember exactly how many points I had. It's on a basketball at my house. It's 1,002.
1,002.
So I did break the 1,000 mark barrier. Please keep in mind that this was just 2-pointers, no 3-pointers. So
we didn't
I
have that in there.
I think I would have had a lot more had that 3-pointer.
You heard the man.
Probably another 300 or 400 points. But I'm just saying.
1,000 points without a 3-point line.
Yeah.
If Alex didn't have a 3-point line.
That's impressive.
You
That's impressive. That's impressive.
Yeah, but it is a nice accomplishment to look back through some of the old newspaper clippings and things. It certainly stays with you throughout your life. You remember a lot of different good times with those things. So, I would have loved more, but
I mean, 1,000 still come out. You still got that 1,000 mark, So at least you can. Go with that.
That's right.
1,000, and also without the 3-point line, that's insane. That's something. It definitely changed the game.
And you guys probably remember me telling that story about Bud York, right? Yeah, Bud York. He had more than me, and I was pretty frustrated that I didn't get to the top of the pole there. But there's since been more people that have their name on the banner on the wall at my high school. But
So,
I'm proud to be up there.
You still talk to some of your teammates? Maybe catch up with Bud York every now and then. Have a friendly pickup game. Hit the 3-point line.
Bud York went on to be a New York State trooper. So I haven't, being down here, most of them are still in upstate New York. So I don't see them often. I talk to them once in a while. They've been successful in their own rights. But unfortunately, time and distance and things like that, life gets in the way sometimes of keeping in track of some of those people that were so important back then. So I would encourage you. Nowadays we have things like Facebook and stuff where we can.
It's a lot easier.
It's a lot easier to see what's going on in their lives. If we're not talking to each other, we're at least trolling each other on Facebook, I guess.
Or just keeping tabs, like, oh, look, he got married, he has another kid, something like that, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, it's good to have that opportunity nowadays. It really is.
Yeah. So then, did anything about basketball or sports in general kind of lead to the restaurant business? Is there any connection there? Maybe the team aspect, maybe that kind of led you into the restaurant. And did you always start as a manager too? Like, kind of give us a
I did start I did start when I went fully into the restaurant business as a manager, but college, you mentioned how did I pay for college, and one of the ways I did was I had jobs through the food service and through the accountant's office at college to help me pay for it. So I guess I got into food service because I worked in the cafeteria initially when I was a freshman and a junior, and then I worked my way up, on the line and stuff there. I had no plans on being a restaurant manager at all when I graduated college. I wanted to be like on Wall Street. That was my. I had a couple interviews to do that, but it just didn't feel right. I didn't feel confident enough, and so I took a job with Friendly's out of college about 6 months after I graduated, and I ended up going into their manager and training program. I was making a lot of money back then. I made $6.50 an hour.
Oh wow!
So yeah, as a manager in training.
I don't know. Inflation. I don't know how much that changed.
It wasn't a lot of money back then, and it's still not a lot of money now.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, that's what it was at that time. But by the time I was very successful. I won, a lot of awards in the restaurant industry as a manager, and I actually ran 2 of them at a time at one point for them before taking a job with Golden Corral. So. But everything that I learned throughout college and school and being on a team, that all came into play.
Wow,
Awesome. So you got into coaching. So now you're basically a coach as a parent as well, kind of. So
I'm a volunteer coach.
Yeah, I hear you. Like, is that kind of like what your intention was? You just want to volunteer and just kind of you love being around kids. I know you do.
Yeah, I love being around kids, my own, as well as the students at school. I love the game. I love what it teaches people, and I try to, let them know my experiences and what I've gained from it. I really wanted to be a coach, like a
real
full-time head coach, maybe even in college when I first starting out. But having so many youngsters at home, I had to curb that ambition and give that necessarily that goal up. But I'm very fortunate to be able to be around and volunteer for my own kids as well as those around us. So I just enjoy being around the game.
So so you have 8 kids.
A lot of them, yeah, there are a lot of them.
How old's your oldest? How old's your youngest?
Well, I have 2 that are 31. One's my stepson, so I have 7 biological and 1 stepson. I have a daughter that just turned 31, and Christopher, my stepson, will turn 31 next month. So I have a daughter that's also 29 and a son that's 26, I believe. So it's hard to remember their ages even.
Oh my God.
Do they play sports? Are they involved in basketball like you, or?
Well, Christopher, my stepson, did play TJ for a little bit. My daughter is in the restaurant business down there. Greg Norman's. They live in Myrtle Beach, so it's a nice place to visit. And my middle daughter, the older one, is actually an art teacher in an elementary school down in North Myrtle Beach.
So wow, I mean, the way it looks like it is that they all kind of took bits and pieces of your career. Some went restaurant, some went teacher, some played basketball.
That's true.
They all You think they're like you're a big inspiration, a big part of their career decisions was because of
Well,
your life?
I hope they've learned some stuff along the way from me, or you know, in good and negative ways. Sometimes you might look at your mom and dad and say, "Well, he didn't do that right."
Yeah,
you know?
I'm gonna do better.
So I hope that I've inspired them at least to have a drive to be successful, and for them to understand that success, it doesn't necessarily carry a paycheck with it. I think it's an endeavor in life that we spend all our lives trying to make sure that we
Like
do
chase
our
success,
best.
right?
Yeah,
But-
success to me is more about relationship. It's more about helping each other throughout life in different ways.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, so I hope that they see that in me and strive to make a difference in the world as much as they can in their own little place.
Yeah, that's very commendable. You would say that. So I guess keeping on the children topic. So 8 children. I guess I'm sure not many people can relate to this having 8 children. How does that change you as a father? Kind of how does that in your 8 children at home?
Yeah.
Maybe they're not all living at home, but how does that just tell us about that a little bit.
Well, I have
guess.
learned a lot. Each one is different. They're all unique. The ability for me to be able to see my own children and the uniqueness of them and all their little different quirks and I don't want to say needs, but things that they like or might need has given me the understanding of what it's like to be even a teacher, because we all come from different spots. We might even come from the same spot, but we're at a different place for whatever variable made us that way. So I love spending time with them. I love trying to understand them even better. I think I've a lot more laid back than I was initially with my older group, because they came in 4 here and then 4 here. But I think I've developed a sense of understanding about what they need each individually. With students, we try to sometimes all do the same thing for all of them. And what I've learned through my children is even though they might be the same age, and doing the same thing, they all need something different to help them be successful. And I think that's helped me, Yeah, I did a lot of crying when they were young. I know that. When I had the 2 sets of twins, my boys came and they literally did not sleep at all together. Like one would be up, the other one would sleep, and then this one would, be up, and this one would go to sleep. And so I did a lot of crying back then.
And you cried with them.
I cried more than that. And then when my girl twins, when we found out we were going to have another set of twins 11 months later, I did even more crying. But thankfully the girls slept a lot. So, but it is challenging. But I wouldn't trade it for the world.
And I think being a teacher, you kind of attest to that, like how each children is different, each children learns differently. So having a bunch of kids, having eight kids, all with their own unique talents, like you said, really shows that teaching and having kids are very similar in that sense, right?
Absolutely.
All I know is my mom has 1 kid, and she says I'm enough. So I don't know.
I mean,
how
Alex
in
is
the
the
world.
equivalent of 3 kids. Spends the money around 3 kids. So.
I'm sure you're going to turn out fine.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, life is a journey. We're all at different spots, but I'm sure you've learned a lot.
Yeah. Just going back on basketball, just for a little bit. Do you have any advice for a young basketball player like Alex Reed, who has a future in sports, obviously? Because he committed to a school already.
He's not bad. He had 37.
Talk about it a little bit.
He had 37 the other night, right? My high
Yeah,
was
I did.
35, so I was a little.
Oh.
I was a little down when I saw
the
that.
3-point line was
Yeah,
fantastic.
right. He had it easy. Was that 9 threes? Or
Yeah,
something?
9 threes. So I don't
So
know.
you take 9 points away
Yeah,
from that.
no.
That's only 28 points, right?
I'll give you that one. All right. You had no 3s. Whatever.
Oh, I was probably to what I said about how Alex has like the equivalent of 3 kids. Yes. Any advice for a young basketball player like Alex with the 3-point line?
Well, sure. I mean, my advice for sports and being successful at sports is for anything else in life. To be honest with you, you have to put in the time. a lot of us have natural ability in one way or another at something, but if we don't invest time and practice, we just won't get to where we want to be. You know, a lot of people want that to play in college. They want to go farther than that. But if you don't take the time to invest in the things that you find important, and I think we all do invest in the things that we believe are important at any given time. But if you want to be successful in business or in basketball, you know, Kobe Bryant said it well. You in order to be better than the other people that are around you, which you have to be in basketball in order to keep going up the ladder, you've got to get up early. You've got to understand that the pain that comes with it, whether it be physical pain, mental pain, emotional pain, is going to be worth it after you've done that. So I would certainly say, you know, put in the time that you want on the priorities that you want to, that you hold, you know, important, and good things will happen. I always believe you should do the right thing at all times, and then the right things will happen to you.
Yeah. Action expresses priorities, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And you're a swimmer too, so you're doing okay. You know, I see your name in the paper once in a while.
Oh, thank you.
It's always spelled wrong.
Yeah. Frederick News Post always spells my name incorrectly in the newspaper. I don't understand how. But I actually emailed them one time just because like I was kind of annoyed. I was like, you guys keep misspelling my name, and I actually made it sound super deep, like super like it hurt, like, you know, I get recognized and then my name just you guys just butcher
It means
like,
nothing, basically.
I don't really care, but it was like the first couple times I was like, come on, right? Like,
no, you have a right to.
Yeah,
you know, you want to be noticed for your accomplishments.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but it was just funny to me that they kept happening, and the spellings I used to show my friends, it was just completely different. Like, I'll be in the women's section sometimes, and like the spellings of my names were just crazy. Like they were not even remotely similar to what I
Well, hopefully they're seeing this right now, and they'll go back through their records and
think
correct
about
some
it.
of those things. Yes.
Jerk.
Because it does make a difference. I mean, you mentioned that, you know, off the cuff, and you said it didn't bother you, but obviously it did. You know.
Yeah, just a tad, just to show, you know.
And I've had many interactions with other students who do get offended if you don't say their name correctly. You know, I always tell them, I'm sorry, I can't even remember my own kids' names, but you know, there is something in a name. You know, names mean something to the family that has the name, and as a school we have a name. You know, and part of teamwork is understanding what that name means. And so if somebody's not giving you proper due because of that name, then you should be offended.
There's also like names also things more like respect in a sense. Like as a teacher, I'm sure someone says Mr. Lindblade, you want to be able to have that like, oh, Mr. Lindblade's a great teacher. I love, like, he's fantastic. So like that name, it also comes down to respect, and along with spelling and like more like physical things, it also comes down to like deeper meaning like that.
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Alex, you want to add anything? Do you have any questions off the bat?
Can't think of much.
So we have here that you delivered newspapers for 8 years. So was this like, were you one of those kids that rode their bike, you know, through the paper?
No, that was
or?
my first experience when I was about 14. I made a mistake of sleeping over at a friend's house, and he did that version of delivering newspapers.
Mm-hmm.
So we got up at like 4 in the morning. We rolled the newspapers, and we walked out through the neighborhood and probably delivered. It seemed like 1,000, but I think it was only like 75. And then we were exhausted when we came back. But I didn't start delivering newspapers until I was switching careers, like when I was going from the restaurant business to teaching and to supplement my income, because I don't know if you guys noticed, but not a lot of teachers make a lot of money, especially when they first start.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate truth, right?
And so I did deliver newspapers. I would get up literally at 1 o'clock every morning. The person I worked for would call me and say, okay, they're here. And I'd get up at 1 o'clock and I'd go deliver about 400 newspapers every single day without a day off for almost 6 years of that time, until I finally had to cut back a little bit. But I did for 8 years. Saturdays, Sundays was a 7-hour. I'd work from 12 to 7. Because the Sunday paper is a lot bigger and there was more to deliver. But yeah, I was up most nights. And a lot of Red Bull. I remember that.
Oh yeah, we have
impressive.
That's actually a great career. A lot of people really don't really understand the importance of newspaper now because we have news outlets on our phone. But that's actually a really interesting career, delivering newspapers.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I wouldn't trade that experience for anything, to be honest with you. Nor would I anything that I've done in life. But I did see a lot of fun stuff out there at night, about 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah, it must have been dark. At least you had a car. When I think of delivering newspapers, I think of a guy on a bicycle. Just.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But no, we drive on the wrong side of the road with our flashers on at about 40 miles an hour.
You were reckless back then, weren't you?
And thankfully the police, just wave to you as you go by. I hit a lot of deer. A lot of deer hit me.
Oh.
I thought I was dead. I thought I was dead. One time. Literally, a deer came and hit me with his antler right here.
Oh, no way.
Came right at my. Luckily, I had a hood up, but I thought I was dead. I called 911 really quick. It's a funny story that I am embarrassed about, but they came racing to me and they're like, "What's the matter?" I'm like, I think I have a hole in my head.
You don't have a mark? You don't have a mark to show us?
Yeah, you have like a
I
scar.
got a lot of other scars.
That's a crazy story.
But yeah, I thought I was dead that day.
And you said this was during your 20s, 30s?
No, this was I was in my late 30s probably. Yeah, a buck apparently thought he needed to take me out or something, but I literally thought I got shot. I didn't see him coming. All I heard was a bang and something hit my head.
Oh, wow.
So I literally thought I got shot, and that's why I called 911.
Yeah, I think it was
the
Bud
cops
York.
asked me if I wanted to take the deer home that I had hit. I'm like, it was back there in the road apparently, but yeah.
Did you end up taking
No,
it?
no.
Good call.
I still had to finish my route.
Look at Mr. Lindblade, so committed to his job.
A lot of glass everywhere, though. Yeah,
That's hilarious.
It was a neat experience now that I look back.
I think Bud York planted that.
He probably did.
Yeah,
he probably
take you
did.
out.
Yeah. If I was a kid and he had done that, then I would understand that. Yeah, because he probably didn't want me to get his record there. Yeah.
All right, so Mr. Lindblade, we're actually going to go to break. So just is there any one last thing you would like to say to any future TJ students? Just any advice that you would have just for.
Well, like we talked about, first of all, welcome. As you come through the doors, know that you're not alone. And if you have any anxiety, try to get a good group of friends that you can rely on. Do your part as far as reaching out, but know that we're all in this together and that we're trying to learn together. And certainly know that you are welcome at TJ when you walk through that door.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
I really appreciate it.
Thank
okay,
you.
Guys, we're gonna go to break real fast. We'll be back in just a little bit to play some games with Mr. Lindblade. All right, guys. Thank you guys for waiting. We're back with Mr. Lindblade here. We had a great interview. Got a lot of great things to say. So now we're just gonna be playing some games with him. But before we do that, we want to thank our sponsor again, Orioles Nest 331. They're located behind Burlington Frederick off the Golden Mile, or you can easily find them if you head onto Key Parkway, and they're located near Gold's Gym. They have Daily Wing Wednesday for 75 cents per wing, Build-A-Burger Thursdays, $9 anyway, and anything 8-ounce Agnes Burger. Cash Bingo every Tuesday at the Elks Lodge, Friday and Saturday, and Sunday at the Orioles Nest. And they also have a pool and dart league, or you can just come play casually. And by pool, we mean billiards. We had a little bit of a confusion.
Go swimming.
We had a little bit of a confusion a little earlier.
Swimming.
They have billiards type pool. So, and also before we get back to Mr. Lindblade, we had 4 donations on our GoFundMe since we had last spoken. Kelly Reed donated $100. Bobby Yusko donated $50. Wilbur Trinidad donated $20. And Rachel Fisher donated $100. So that brings our total to $9,340. So thank you guys for those donations. We're going to write your name on the banner behind us right now. You want to do that or should I do it?
Okay.
All right. Here, write the end.
Awesome.
Okay. Here, just write the last 2, whichever color you want. So while Alex does that, I'm going to explain the next game that we have lined up. So we have the game Are You Smarter Than Frederick? It's kind of a Are You Smarter Than 5th Grader type play on it. We made a quiz of 20 questions of various different topics. And we and we asked Frederick County to submit your answers, and based off of that we have a bunch of different questions, and we're gonna ask Mr. Lindblade and see if he can get an average answer, if he can get more questions right than the amount Frederick County did. I'm not gonna tell you how many Frederick County got correct, but there are 20 questions, and there is a minimum you have to get to see if you are smarter than Frederick.
Let's hope it's not more than like
These were all done by students and people around TJ in the community. It reached over 200 people, so the average was pretty much the same. So hopefully, Mr. Lindblade, being a teacher, being such a wise man as he is, will be able to answer some of these questions. So
I'm wise, not smart.
all right, so Alex and I will take turns reading a question, and we're just gonna see. We're gonna give him the options, and then we'll see if which one he picks.
You got number 1, brother.
All right, so number 1, Mr. Lindblade, are you ready?
I hope so. Is there a buzzer?
No. You've done some tests. This is a multiple choice quiz. Okay.
Guess.
Question 1, Mr. Lindblade. What does the symbol H stand for on the periodic table? Your options are helium, oxygen, mercury, or hydrogen.
I want to say H by itself is hydrogen.
Okay. I'll make a note of that.
I'm making it. Isn't helium He? Maybe, I don't know. It's been a while.
Alright.
Chemistry's
Alex.
been a while.
Alex, hit him away with the next question.
Number 2.
Okay.
Which U.S. state is the largest by area? 1, California. 2, Texas. 3, Alaska.
Oh,
And 4, Montana.
that's a good question. Those are 4 big states. Do you all know this one? Let's see. Alaska is.
Give him the options again. Give him the options again.
The largest state by area. California,
Okay.
Texas,
Okay.
Alaska, and Montana.
Now, is the order?
We have a
important?
globe here if you would like to use for reference.
Oh yeah.
It's for that exact reason, actually.
I'm gonna say California. Yeah.
Mark
Those are all.
that.
Those are close. Some of them, I bet.
All right. The next question is, what country is the largest in the world by area? We're talking about countries here now.
Country. Okay.
I guess the globe, we shouldn't have put the globe on the table.
I can't see it anyway.
We'll put it back
I
at
need
the
my
end.
reading glasses anyway. Previously.
Your options are China, the United States of America, Canada, and Russia.
Okay.
Tricky one. Tricky one.
Yeah.
I'll say the question. What country is the largest in the world by area?
By area.
By area. China, the United States of America, Canada, and Russia.
Does Canada get the North Pole? Do they have all that?
Unfortunately, I can't tell you
can't
that.
tell me.
You know,
anything.
this is just what
I'm gonna go with
teachers.
Russia. I'll go with Russia then. Yeah.
All right.
It seems like it should be the biggest, but
I've learned from my years of teaching that on multiple choice quizzes, teachers just say, just do what you can, you know.
I can't
So
help you.
it's
Your
good.
Your first guess is your best. Right?
Yeah, that's what
Is
I'm.
that what they say?
Oh. Number 4.
Okay.
What is the title of the first Indiana Jones movie? 1, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. 2, Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. 3, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. And 4, Indiana Jones and the Palace of Terror.
Oh.
You a fan of the Indiana Jones
I've
movies?
seen them, but they all seem the same to me. So I didn't know if there was any difference. They always have that scene where somebody dies in quicksand, gets eaten by ants, and is on
running from a boulder.
is
You know,
running
yeah, you know,
from a
just
boulder, so I'm gonna go with the Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom. Okay.
Yeah.
Question 5, Mr.
Oh my
Lindblade.
goodness.
Let's see how much you know about your history.
Okay.
The globe won't help you on this one. When was the Declaration of Independence signed? Your options are 1776, 1777, 1786, and 1794.
That's a great question. You would think it'd be 1776, given that's the birth of our country. I'm going to go with that, but it might not be. To me.
Okay. Do you have any history teacher friends at TJ High School?
That Day guy, you guys know him, right?
Mr. Day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Hopefully he's watching and
I hope
isn't
so,
wincing
too.
his teeth right now.
I
I'm gonna have to.
Are we allowed to phone a friend? Because I got his number right.
If he's up this morning.
Number 6. How many colors are there in the rainbow? 6, 7, 8, and 5.
That's a Roy G. Biv thing, right? Is that's 7 then? Is it 7? I'm gonna say.
Is
7.
that your answer?
I'm gonna go with 7. I'm gonna go with 7.
This is more like, do you want to be a millionaire over Are You Smarter Than Frederick?
I'm not gonna have any more money than I do when I'm done. I don't think.
I mean, unfortunately, we don't have the budget for that.
okay.
You know, budget
Okay.
cuts due to
Yeah,
that.
You're doing all right.
Appreciate it. Your next question, Mr. Lindblade. Another history question. You're a money guy. Which American president appears on the $5 bill? Your options are George Washington, Andrew Jackson, Abraham Lincoln, or Benjamin Franklin. The $5 bill. You see a lot of fives in your day.
Yeah, do they still make them?
I hope so.
Let's see. It's not Lincoln.
I know you're used to, Benjamins or
Yeah,
the $100
yeah.
bill, I know that's all your pockets have, but
Right.
So $5 bills, that's chump change for someone like you. So
What were the choices again? I'm sorry.
George Washington, Andrew Jackson, Abraham Lincoln, and Benjamin Franklin.
All right, I'll go with Jackson. Yeah, I'll go with Andrew. It's all about the Benjamins, but not the Jacksons.
At least you were able to cross out Benjamins from the list, right?
all right. So, number 8.
Okay, we're getting there.
Who won the first Super Bowl?
It should have been Pittsburgh, but I'm going to go with Green Bay. Is that an option?
Hey, hear the options first.
Okay.
Let's hear the options first, Alex.
Pittsburgh has won a lot. They've been in a lot, so that's...
The Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, the Kansas City Chiefs. The LA Rams. The Baltimore Colts or the Green Bay Packers.
I'll still go with the Packers. Yeah.
You watch football a lot, I know.
Legendary coach. I do. I kind of like college ball more than the pros, but I'm a Steelers fan, so I stopped watching about a
Couple seasons ago,
no,
week 12.
Week 12, yeah. We stopped winning week 12.
Very disappointing season.
Ended up being so, yeah.
Yeah. All right, number 9. What is the top grossing movie of all time? You a movie fan?
I do like movies.
All right, well, let's see if you can get this one correct. Your options are Avengers Endgame, Titanic, Avatar, or Black Panther. You ever seen these movies?
Yeah, some of them. It's probably a newer movie because prices keep going up. So I'll go with Black Panther.
Black Panther?
Yeah.
All right.
It's probably Avengers Endgame now that I think of it, though.
You can still switch your answer. This is we didn't lock it in.
I wouldn't second guess yourself.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Alex. Right, go with the first one. I like it.
Yo, we're gonna come back to that
one. How many feet are in a mile?
Oh, math teacher, you should get this one.
5,280.
Oh, you're a math guy.
Is that one of the
Let's
options?
hear the
It might
options.
not be one of the
Let's-
options.
280?
So let me read
Okay,
you the
Let's
options
hear the options so
first.
the people playing at home can.
So the first one, 2784.
No, that's not it.
1000.
No,
4640
no.
and 5280.
Yeah, we'll go with D. All of
We'll
the
go with
above.
that. All right.
Is there a way you say fried tomatoes to yourself?
Oh no, but Mr. Howard does.
Yeah,
He
that's
does.
how I
Yeah,
learned it. Just
yeah.
I don't know why we didn't learn that.
We just got done doing conversions, so
Oh, okay. Conversions are
Yeah.
stupid in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah.
We should just be on the metric system by now. But
Well, that's true. Then we can hang out with other countries.
see the Aussie over there agrees with me. Okay, number 11. Which athlete has won the most Olympic gold medals?
Oh.
You into the Olympics at all?
Yeah, I love the
Okay.
Olympics,
Well,
yeah.
so our
Hopefully
options
we'll see
are Usain Bolt, Shaun White, Gabby Douglas, or Michael Phelps.
I'm going to go with Michael Phelps. Yeah, I think he won quite a few. I don't think anybody's overtaken him since then.
Sounds good.
And number 12. Which of the following is not one of the 7 world wonders? Number 1, the Taj Mahal. Number 2, the Great Wall of China. 3, the Eiffel Tower. And 4, the Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu.
I'm gonna go with that last one because I can't say it either.
Yeah.
Do you know where these places are? By any chance?
Yeah, I've never visited them, but yeah. let's
Oh,
see.
such a wealthy man like yourself.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
India,
surprised, being
France.
humble. Question 13. Another science question.
Oh, man.
You're in the science wing. You should be,
yeah.
some of that
Some
information.
science friends.
Yeah, okay. Hopefully
Could've
they
asked you one year.
Yeah.
hopefully they kind of told you the answer to this
Well,
one.
usually all I hear is a ball bouncing next door, Mr. Henderson's. I think he has golf balls or something. I always hear him on the
or darts just.
whenever that student has taken his golf ball and is dropping it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hear that, yeah.
Okay, your question is, what is the largest human organ? Your options are the large intestine, the heart, your skin, or your stomach.
Oh,
Largest
that's a good
human
question, yeah.
We're talking about largest.
So surface area largest.
Correct.
I'm stuck between intestine and did you say large intestine?
I said large intestine,
Yeah.
heart, skin, and stomach.
Then we'll go with skin.
Skin?
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right, Alex.
All right. Number 4. Oh.
Good catch.
We got it. Number 14. Which painting did Leonardo da Vinci paint? Number 1, The Scream. Number 2, Starry Night. Number 3, The Great Wave. And number 4, The Mona Lisa.
I'll have to go with the Mona Lisa. Yeah. What was the first one? The Scream?
The Scream.
The Scream. Are you familiar
No,
with
I'm
that
not
painting?
familiar with that one. I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Yeah, it's the one where he's like has his hands on his
Oh,
face. You
okay,
know what I'm talking about?
okay,
The surrealist
okay,
painting.
uh-huh.
Question 15. Oh, we have a math question.
Oh, good. Uh-oh.
Good.
Is it calculus?
There's a lot
I'll have to call Potska.
a lot of weight on this
Or
one.
West.
A lot of weight on this one. If you get it wrong, we have
Yeah,
to,
you're right.
this is
you're
your credibility on the line. So
Let's skip this one.
that's even worse. Okay. What is 30 divided by half plus 10?
30 divided by 1/2? 70.
This one tripped a lot of people up. That's all I gotta say.
Number 16. Which of these is not one of Snow White's dwarves? Number 1, Bashful. Number 2, Happy. Number 3, Grumpy. And number 4, Clumsy.
You have daughters.
Yeah.
You should know this.
Yeah, you're right. Clumsy. Clumsy is not one of the 7 dwarfs.
You can mark them too on your side. You a big Snow White fan?
I was back in the day.
Back
yeah.
in the
She
day?
was she was pretty.
Yeah, I'm more of a Mulan guy
yeah.
myself.
Well,
You know.
it's New wave.
What about you, Alex?
New wave.
You got a favorite princess?
Pocahontas?
Definitely Cinderella.
Oh.
Classic.
Lord.
Can't go wrong with
Yeah,
Cinderella.
you
Can't
can't
go
go wrong.
All right,
I
this
love
should be
me some
easy.
Disney
This
movies.
one's hard.
Uh-oh.
What is the capital of Maryland? Baltimore, Washington D.C., Annapolis, or Frederick?
Annapolis, I believe. Wasn't
Maryland native. Well, not
it?
native, but
for a while.
Yeah.
25 years. Yeah, we've been here.
Okay. Number 18.
Oh man.
How many items are in a baker's dozen? 10, 12, 24, or 13?
13. Let's go with 13. The baker always has one more than everybody else.
you bake a lot. Did you pick up bacon like everyone else did or during quarantine?
I mean, I've always cooked being in the restaurant business, so I do a lot of cooking, not necessarily baking.
Oh, you got that.
but-
Sorry.
All right. Question 9. We got a blood question.
Oh,
You know anything
okay.
about blood?
Yeah, a little bit.
Where is blood produced in the body?
Ooh, okay.
Your options are bones, heart, brain, or your veins.
Heart, bones,
Bones, brain, veins.
produced,
Yes. Where is your blood produced? In the body.
produced.
In the body.
I didn't think it
Produced.
was in any of those. I mean, it's in them, but I didn't realize it was produced,
Produced.
in one of them.
Think about it for a second.
I would have to go with the heart in that one,
The heart.
produced wise, but I don't know if the right answer is there.
No,
I
I'm
thought it
just kidding.
Not yet.
So, well, I think this is the last one, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
Your
So
last
last
question.
All right, is this
Last
one easy?
question.
Question 20.
Okay,
Number 20.
okay.
What is the most common blood type? Number 1 is O positive. B is B positive. C is A negative. And then last one is AB positive.
It's a great question. The most common. Was O in there? You didn't give me O.
I did. O
He
positive.
just said them very spaced out. Say the answers again, would you?
O positive. B positive. A negative. AB positive.
Man. I have no idea. I'll pick AB.
All right, now the
Appreciate it.
time you've all been waiting for.
Oh,
Is
man.
Mr. Lindblade smarter than
The average Frederick.
Frederick Citizen?
And how many did I have to beat?
You had to. Ooh, should we reveal it now or should we reveal it towards
At the end.
Yeah, we'll reveal it at the end.
Okay.
Okay, so your number one. What does H stand for on the periodic table? It is correct. It is hydrogen. We got a little science whiz over here.
1 for 1.
One for one.
That's good.
Which U.S. state is largest by area? You said California. The answer is Alaska.
Is it? Okay.
Come
Yeah, that was my
Let's
second
take a
pick.
look at our trusty globe over
Yeah.
here. I mean, Alaska's in a league of its own. I mean, it's probably bigger than the whole United
Probably
States.
is. It
You
spreads
see it?
out a lot.
See right there? Look how big it is,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, you're right.
So 1 for 2.
Okay.
Not looking too good, but
Uh-oh.
don't worry. What country is the largest in the world by area? You said Russia. That is correct.
Oh, okay.
Russia is the
2 for
correct
3.
answer.
All right. All right.
It's alright.
Feel good. Feel good so far. That's not bad.
Oh yeah. All right. For number 4, you said Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. You were incorrect.
Oh, was it Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Yes, sir.
Oh, see, I should go.
All
with
the
my
same.
Second one
It's
with
okay.
H-Name.
Number 5, you said 1776. You were correct on that one.
Okay. 3.
And for number 6, you were also correct with how many colors are in the rainbow. 7.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay, Karen.
4 for 6.
Not bad, right? Not bad. Not a bad start. You know, the movies, who knows
Yeah.
that stuff. The state one, you kind of goofed
Yeah,
on that one, I
yeah,
think so.
Sorry about that.
No worries. Which president is on the $5 bill? You said Andrew Jackson. The answer is Abraham Lincoln.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Jackson's playing.
Jackson is on the 20, Washington is on the $1 bill, and Benjamin is on the 100. That is true. Benjamin Franklin was never president, but he's on the $100 bill. But we can thank him for
All this other stuff.
yeah.
Kites and things like that. Yeah.
kites, among other things,
He
right?
invented the
Kites,
kite,
kites
didn't
was, I don't think he invented the kite, but and, okay. Next question was who won the first Super Bowl? You said Green Bay Packers. That is correct.
Oh, okay.
They played against the Kansas City Chiefs and they won in the first Super Bowl.
Nice.
And then your last question on this page is what was the highest grossing movie of all time? You said Black Panther. The answer was Avengers Endgame.
Oh, I knew it.
I think Alex kind of was this the one that you
No.
Alex was like you should go with your initial your gut instinct after you had changed your answer. So
I mean, I may have. I don't think he would have.
he's this generation's Bud York.
I don't think he would have.
All right, so we're at 5 then. That's
All right.
5-9.
Right.
Okay.
Mm.
A little bit of foreshadowing.
Uh-oh,
We should have
uh-oh.
planned this a little bit more.
Number 10. You were correct on how many feet are in a mile.
As you should, math teacher.
5280.
All right.
You got that one. Number 11. You also got correct on which athlete has the most Olympic gold medals.
Okay, cool.
Michael Phelps.
He's a native of Maryland,
Maryland.
too, right?
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
And number 12. Unfortunately, you're
Oh.
wrong.
Oh, okay. Well,
You said the Machu Picchu.
oh,
Sorry, it was the Eiffel Tower.
The Eiffel Tower is
It
not a
was
world
the
wonder.
Eiffel
oh,
Tower.
okay.
Sorry.
Makes me wonder.
Machu Picchu is in Peru.
So we're
Ancient civilization.
7 out of 11. Is that where we're at?
Largest human organ. You were correct with
Okay,
skin. This was
alright.
actually one of the most difficult questions. And you got it right. So,
Nice.
you know,
Round of
showing off that science side.
You're a
Don't sleep on
genius.
Mr. Lindblade. Which painting did Leonardo da Vinci paint? You said Mona Lisa. That is correct.
All right.
His most famous painting, as you should know.
Yeah, yeah.
And you've probably been to Paris many times.
Oh, many times.
Many
yeah.
times in his
I went
very
with Ted Cruz this afternoon.
newspaper boy, always keeping up to date on the news, you know?
That's right.
What is 30 divided by 0.5 plus 10? 70. That is correct.
Ah, yeah.
At
All right.
the reciprocals, you know,
Yeah,
it gets
yeah,
you,
yeah,
right? You
yeah,
gotta flip
yeah,
the.
That's right.
you gotta
That's
flip the
right,
question.
I like it.
Let me just show. No, so the correct answer.
I probably would have got that wrong.
Yeah, a lot of people did get it wrong. A lot of people, they were like 30 divided by 5, or they saw
Yeah.
5 or half. They thought it was times like.
So if Sam,
Yeah.
if Samyak was sitting next to you, you would have gotten it right.
I like
Maybe.
how he knows what happened in algebra 2.
Nah, nah.
Alex did sit next to me in algebra 2. Just
Behind
for,
you.
Just for the behind, even better. Notice how he remembers that. I was playing, bro. All right, which of these is not Snow White's 7 Dwarfs? You said clumsy. That is correct.
All right.
Look at you. Like
Yeah, yeah.
we tried mixing Smurf names and dwarf names because they are very similar. So that's correct. What is the capital of Maryland? No explanation. Annapolis, correct. And how many items are in a baker's dozen? You're right with 13.
Awesome.
I didn't even know that. I never came across something with a baker's dozen. So your last question, your actually 2 last questions about blood. 19 was, where's blood produced in the body? You said heart. That is incorrect.
Bones?
The blood is produced in the bones from your bone marrow. The heart is what
Yeah,
pumps the
yeah,
blood throughout the
gotcha,
body, and
yeah.
the bones are what produce the blood.
Okay.
I didn't know that
Bone marrow.
myself.
Yeah, yeah.
You learn something new every
Yeah,
day,
I do,
right?
I do.
And what is the most common blood type? Cooper, what's the answer? What's the answer to number 20? I don't remember this.
Is it O? One's a universal donor, and one's a universal recipient.
Yeah.
So it probably is O.
I don't think so. I think it's actually B positive. Oh, never mind. It is O positive, and you said AB positive, unfortunately, so you got that incorrect. So let's total up the score, and let's see if you were smarter than Frederick.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Dun,
I didn't really
dun,
count. I should have been doing this. Give me a second.
Mm.
Okay, the totals are in.
Oh, okay, we're good.
Mr. Lindblade answered. Actually, before I say that, the total amount of Frederick was 14 answers correct. The average.
Really?
Yes, we have a
Wow.
smart group of people in Frederick
Wow,
County.
you must.
14 correct answers was the average. Actually, a little less than 14. So you needed 14 to deem you smarter than Frederick. And we, after total up your scores, Mr. Lindblade got, drumroll please, Alex, 13 questions right. Mr. Lindblade is not smarter than Frederick. Well, I mean, actually, if you think about it, he's
Yeah.
right around the average.
Did you round down for that or up?
We actually rounded up or down. It was 13.9.
Okay,
So,
okay. All right.
well, Mr. Lindblade, thank you
One
so
more.
much for playing Are You Smarter Than Frederick?
It's my pleasure.
These questions were very difficult,
They
so
were,
don't.
they were.
A lot of blood questions.
Mind-racking.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thank you for coming out.
Oh,
and
my
before,
pleasure.
before you head out, though, we have
Oh,
a little gift to give you for coming
nice.
and taking your time
Thanks
from
so
the interview.
much.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate it.
And if you
Thank
could,
of me.
yeah, of course, we got you a shirt and some little
awesome.
other few things in there. And if you could write your name on the 24 Hours of TJ banner, just so we can have a recollection and
Will
have
do.
yeah.
Will do. Thank you very much for your time.
Of course, and thank you for coming
Thank
out
you.
My
on
pleasure.
this Saturday morning.
My pleasure. Thanks, everybody.